up and welcome to a Confident Club Cuppa.
Hello there.
Hey up, girls. Where
Hi,
we've
Steve.
got to in the
Hi,
book
Steve.
then?
Oh, it's a good, exciting one this week. Number 6, don't have any goals.
Okay.
Quote to avoid, I love a quote, Brian Tracy. An average person with average talent, ambition and education can outstrip the most brilliant genius in our society if that person has clear, focused goals. Now, on the last Cuppa, we were talking about this workshop that you used to run on the canal in Leeds.
On the canal boat,
On
yes.
the canal, but yeah, it wasn't just on the canal.
No,
on the canal boat.
just swimming around.
Which I do believe was called the Kirkstall Flyer.
It was.
And I remember going on your very first one.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly what year it was, but I know it was the 26th of January because it's my birthday and there was a blizzard.
I think it was 1994.
Anyway, your mate Phil was on it, Phil Hesketh. Hi, Phil. And Phil and I got chatting and you were talking about goal setting.
Yes.
And Phil had this amazing goal that he wanted to achieve that he never really managed to do, and it was about going to New Zealand to see. I think it was his auntie, wasn't it, who'd
because I remember he
emigrated.
Yeah,
there.
because his last memory of his auntie was being, I think, quite a little boy and waving her off and thinking, well, I'll never ever see her again because she's going to be in New Zealand.
So what you've put in your book here. So after this being on the boat, 2 things happened. Firstly, Phil was shown a way of setting. Let's try that in English. Firstly, Phil was shown a way of setting goals that was simple. It called for him to put his goals in writing. And I remember this really well because I was there and I'm sitting there and I was listening to Steve giving it all this at the front, right? And Steve was, and we'll talk about this another time, but Steve was talking about this system for writing goals down, right? And you've put here, that's why if you follow the system for writing goals that Phil learnt and I learnt, then to take those written goals and put them where you wouldn't see them for 12 months, something remarkable would happen. This is true, something remarkable did happen. 12 months later, if you were to take out those goals and review them, you'd discover on average that you'd achieved 80% of them. At the time, I was a cynical chartered accountant. I remember thinking, I sat like that and I thought, what? Can we say bollocks on
Yes, Yorkshire.
What bollocks is that? He's just talking tosh. And I thought, I'll do it, I'm here. And I wrote down 10 goals, put them in an envelope, took them home, stuck them in a file somewhere and utterly and completely forgot about them. Not for a month, not for 12 months, but for about 3 years. Right? And for some reason, I took this file out, it fell out, picked it up. Honestly, I couldn't believe it. 80% of them, some of them were bonkers. I remember one was clear all my debts to the bank. That was one. Another one was sleep as much as I want to. Right?
Good goals.
The 2 that I didn't get, and I think this was, and we'll probably talk about this another time, was have the perfect lawn,
right?
Speak fluent French.
Yeah.
I don't think I had a particularly good reason why for those. I think I could only think of 8 and I just stuck them on the end. But seriously, 8 out of 10 came
See,
true.
listen, here's the thing. This is a massive mind read now, but I think most people watching this know about goal setting.
Yeah,
right?
they do.
And have different ways of doing it, right? And the point I would make, and I'll give you a couple of thoughts on how to do it in the book, but the thing I would make is find the system that works for you.
Yes.
We'll probably talk about SMART's goals, and then there's a different way of setting goals. It don't really matter, but the point is, it's that focus. It's capturing it somehow. So it might be words, it might be pictures, whatever. And then often you don't have to do much else because people go, well, how does that work? You just did some pictures of what you wanted, or you just... Now, people talk about The Secret. Have you heard of The Secret?
Yeah, I have.
I just manifest something by sitting in a darkened room. Yeah, partly that, but then you have to actually go do something. But I think the actual answer is how it works. If you want this, I mean, if it works, who cares how it works, right? But if you want the science, I think what happens is you're using the power of your unconscious mind. So you set these goals, however you choose to set them, and whatever system works for you. And then things like your reticular activating system, all sorts of other stuff sort of kick in. And you start to notice stuff that you otherwise wouldn't have noticed if you hadn't had a goal.
Yeah,
it becomes a filter.
I always say it's a bit like, if you imagine this table is a really still pond.
Yes.
And you drop a pebble into the middle of it, and all these concentric ripples go out, and they bounce off the one thing that you were looking for. Because your reticular activating system was kicking in, you noticed it.
Yeah.
And my goals on that list, they weren't smart. I just wrote down like things that I'd quite like to have.
Yeah. Yeah.
To happen, not things to happen, but things
I think
to happen.
on the next Cuppa, I'll give you some other sort of top tips on goals, but I think the point is have some, right?
Yeah,
and then find a system that works for you, right?
Yeah.
Because I think, John Lennon said, life is what happens between plans or something like that. Yeah, but you got to have some sort of a plan.
Yeah.
And also, I think the other thing about having goals, it's a way of measuring your progress in it. It's a way you can celebrate. That's why I like running. That's why I like running marathons, because you actually know when you finish, because you cross the finish line, right?
Yeah.
Where you go, just keep running till you drop dead. No, oh no, we're here now, right?
Yeah.
So,
I think that's a great subject for another cuppa.
Indeed. So we'll see you.
Yeah. Bye.